It's 841, 96 Rock, Finn and Mistress Bridget. You know, every once in a while, we like to surround ourselves and get a little reflected cool.
Yeah.
And that's when we always call upon this man to step in here and show us how it's done. Our friend Bobby Mackey in studio with us. Good to see you again, man. Every couple of months, it's always good to see that smiling face and find out what's cool in the world.
That's true.
We said Marilyn Manson's going to be down on our country station, so we thought you should come in here.
Well, sure, that makes perfect sense.
No, this is pretty cool. You're about to be named king of something or whatever?
Yeah, something like that.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, there's the Northern Kentucky Music Legends Hall of Fame, and I'm being inducted this Sunday, June the 2nd.
That's very cool.
4 to 7 at the Behringer Crawford Museum at DeVue Park.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And that's very cool. And is this a relatively new, this Northern Kentucky Hall of Fame? Is this a relatively new thing?
It's for Northern Kentucky, and Kenny Price is being inducted. Skeeter Davis, Rosemary Clooney, Bob Braun.
You have a unique distinction in this group, however.
Oh, yeah, I'm alive.
Yeah,
I was going to say.
You have a pulse.
Not to be
You're the
so
one
bold.
with. He's the man. He's the one with the pulse.
Right.
So let's get him in there. No, but
Exactly.
that's pretty.
It's quite
pretty
an honor.
high weeds. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm very honored and humbled at the same time. I'm honored every weekend when people come to hear me sing in Wilder, Kentucky. I've been there 35 years, and I'm honored every weekend. But this honor will go on after the music stops.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm very excited about it, and every year they're going to induct.
And it's all
people from different. It's all new.
Different genres, though.
Different genres of music.
So we were talking to Adrian Ballou. He's going in.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
And I like that because you when you really get to pay attention and kind of tip as around here, we were tipping our 1 gallon hat to you because we don't have 10 gallons worth of brains. But, to acknowledge people from a specific community to show that impact. Because I don't think a lot of people know the impact of the different pockets. I mean, you had King Records on this side of the river, but everything you guys got going on Northern Kentucky and everything else. And me being from Louisville, I kind of knew about this and growing up there and here. It's but it's kind of cool to get that kind of recognition.
Well, I've been hooked on music all my life, and it was always easy to do, and then to be honored for it and recognized means a whole lot because I never expected anything like that.
Well, let me ask you something since we got you here, and I don't know that I've ever even asked you this, and there'd be nobody more, I think, perfectly suited to comment on this than you, and feel free to take the fifth if you'd like. The current state of country music versus what they call country music now.
There is no country.
There is no country. Okay, so we agree on this because, and everybody's like, I always tell people, I said, I love Bobby. I said, because he's a rock and roll guy.
Agreed.
Under a country banner.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You just have this rock and roll spirit about you and everything that you do in the club and everything else. And I admire that. I respect it, and forever will pay tribute to it. You're just one of my favorite people. But there is no country music anymore, is there?
No, there isn't. It's just, and taking nothing away from that. I mean, these boys that are putting out the music they're doing, it's not country, but they got an audience.
They're making huge cash, but I think they're taking it away from every other fan base.
They fill the arenas up.
Yeah.
But you can't call it country. Everything that I am came from Hank Williams Sr.
Sure.
That was my inspiration.
Right.
And he had rockabilly about him too.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, I don't want to badmouth it, but it's
just different.
Well, it's just calling it what it is or calling it what it isn't. My contention is that it crossed over to pop with the women, and the guys figured out, and I blame Garth Brooks for this, just start putting on a Kiss show with a 10-gallon hat on and just take everybody's money. I think he figured out the marketing, because Garth Brooks, let's face it, is as country as I am. He's not.
No.
He's a businessman, and he figured out, I'm going to put on a Kiss show with a big hat, and I'm going to get all these people to buy into this. And that's when it seemed to me to be all changed. It's not about the storytelling. It's not about, you go back to, with Johnny Cash and again, I don't go that far back with it, but what they try to pass off as country music to me anymore just doesn't ring true. It just doesn't.
It just doesn't. It has no. I can't even understand the words.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't get through to me with emotion or lyrics. It's just happening music. And again, I don't want to put it down. It works, but country music works for me.
Right. No, it absolutely does. And
I think that you've proven that.
Yeah. Hence the whole reason he's standing in here right now. But no, you're right. It's storytelling and it's different stuff like that. And then when I hear something that's like, this guy has a top 10 hit called "She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy" or "I Want to Eat Ticks Off of You."
Solo cup?
Something like that.
There's a song about solo
about
cups.
the cup you're drinking out of. To me, that's not really storytelling. But anyway, to that end, we come back full circle, and we get to tip our hat to you for this accomplishment, being in the Northern Kentucky Musicians Hall of Fame. That's very cool.
Thank you
very
much.
Cool.
So
what, now you told me there's something, you're the only club in the country that's country enough to bring, who you bringing in?
We got Georgette Jones booked October the 19th.
When you first said that, I thought you said George Jones. I'm like, well, I don't know if that's legal.
Yeah.
Bobby, I don't know if you want to do that. Well, the state might have something to say about that.
The place is rumored to be haunted, so
that's a good point. He could be there anyway. You're right.
You never know.
I love that. Rumored to be haunted.
It's rumored.
Yeah. Bobby, you heard anything about that?
Nah. A show or two's been down there.
Somebody might have mentioned that to me, but I don't know. Not so much.
It's a little bit of an embarrassment to me, but I have to go with it.
Yeah.
It came along in spite of me.
It's awesome.
But Georgette Jones, she's the only living person that has a mother and father both in the Country Music Hall of Fame.
That's right. George and Tammy both.
George and Tammy.
That's pretty cool.
So we've got her booked October the 19th, the 8 o'clock show.
Outstanding.
Very nice.
We're having a big birthday bash this Saturday.
Yeah, this is pretty cool too. A Marilyn Monroe.
Monroe
you completely
birthday
caught me off guard on this. What did you say?
Marilyn Monroe birthday party. She would be 87. And so I say if she'd have lived, she'd have been dead by now.
Yeah, if she were alive today, she'd be dead.
Yeah, even though she's dead, she still would have been dead. Yeah, I have to agree with that.
That's great. Damn you, Kennedys. So you're going to have a lookalike contest.
And all that going on, but just recognition. My wife, Denise, has a fascination with Marilyn Monroe. And
nice.
She wanted to throw this big birthday party for us. And Saturday night fell on her birthday, June the 1st. So
fantastic. So is it cool if I come down there with a giant hairdryer and just kind of go up skirting?
Well, we can do that.
Is that cool? Yeah, right. I'll be thrown
No.
We've never had to throw anybody out of Bobby Mackey
till today.
Now. And look who it is. It's that girl over there. Oh, hey, Finn. Hey, Bobby, congratulations.
Thank you all very much.
It's wonderful.
To me, you are rock and roll. There's no question whatsoever.
I appreciate you guys very much.
Right on.